going on, everybody? Let's get right into it. Just going to check out the stream real quick, and then we get right into it, y'all. How's everybody doing for the week? Let's try to cash for week 6. All right, let's get into it real quick. Let me get the thumbnail straightened. Yeah. Most recent. Gonna get into each position. You wanna watch, baby girl? Sup. How's everybody doing? How everybody do in week 5? Let me know. Oh. Do. Yeah. A for apple. Good job. Good job. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Let's get into it, y'all. If you haven't already, definitely want to check out Draft Dashboard Tools in the link in my description. Check it out. I'll give you my link. So if you want access to the page, it's only $1 up to 30 days to get these type of tools. Shout out to Draft Dashboard for sponsoring the video. Just appreciate them, trusting in my work. So I appreciate that. But let's get right into it, y'all. Let me go ahead and get my link in there real quick. So if you need that service, I can at least give you my link. How's everybody's day going? Let's go. Do. Y and Z. Good job, baby. Sing that song, girl. Yay, good job, baby. Do 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 do. No P. Mm-hmm. YouTube Studio. Sorry, y'all. I was just getting my link real quick so I could put it in the chat. And then we get right into it. There we go. Alright, y'all, let's get right into the video. Sorry about that delay, but I just want to get everything situated first. But let's go into the position optimizer. We're going to go to each position, break down each spot and where I'm looking at for each position for week 6, and then I'll put it in the video. So as you can see below my camera, you'll see each position that I'm looking at. So as I go along the day, you'll see that I'll add each quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end spot. So just stay tuned. Even if you haven't, if you got into the video late, you'll see the picks as I go. So that's the reason why I have that there. So yeah, but as you can see, draft dashboard tools, as we go along, you'll see the position rank, the defense rank overall, and then the position per the defense per position. So let's get into it. All right, now going to the first quarterback that I want to look at for today. All right, well, we'll be looking at Kirk Cousins. All right, like the spot for Kirk Cousins here. He's cheap. He's going against ATL, which is the worst team against quarterbacks so far for the season. They're 32nd against quarterbacks, which is crazy. Let me go ahead and check out my bookmark real quick. We're going to also look into the team ranked defense for the year as well. So that should be good to use. All right, here we go. All right, defense allowed, touchdowns allowed. So as you can see, Atlanta Falcons is 31st allowed passing touchdowns so far for the season. They're 31st in passing yards, pass attempts, pass completions. It's crazy how much they give off. So look into the passing game with Kirk Cousins. He's in an ideal position to do work. All right, as ATL, they allowed 345 passing yards a game to the quarterback position, around 3 passing touchdowns a game, 29.6 completions, 40.8 attempts a game, with a 72.5 completion percentage allowed. So that's crazy what they allowed so far for the season. So Kirk Cousins is in an ideal position. Now, will he do work? Hopefully he does. I mean, last season against ATL, he only had 14 fantasy points and he had 1 touchdown in that game. But hopefully, with Adam Thielen as my cover guy for today, utilizing those type of players to where, he could, if he has the arm to do right, he's in a good position to do good today. So we could look into Kirk Cousins as an ideal position. I'll say he's more of a, let's go ahead and put him in there. I'll say Kirk Cousins is a GPP play just because of the upside he could actually have in this game. I don't want to overlook him, but I feel like he's in a good spot to do right. He just has to pull the trigger. So he's in a good spot here. He's averaging around 18.5 fantasy points in past 5 home games. Let's see, ATL is 31st allowed in the past 9 games. They allow 289 yards a game. That's crazy. So I like this play for Kirk Cousins, y'all. I mean, what y'all feel about this play? You can also comment in the chat room. This is a good way for me to interact with y'all, see how y'all feel about each spot. Just come out with a good line. Especially I'm gonna have a lineup I'm gonna generate as well at the end of the video. So definitely, just putting the minds together, see what we're looking at, and trying to generate a great lineup overall for today. All right, so let's see another spot we could consider. We got Ryan Tannehill. Now he's also in the ideal spot today. Let's see. Make sure I put my battery in. Oh. Alright, got my battery on. So Kirk Cousins is in a great spot. ATL also allowed 38.1 fantasy points at home. At away, when they play away. He had Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater had 23.8 fantasy points last week. Aaron Rodgers threw for 32 fantasy points. You got Dak Prescott that threw 43 in week 2. You had Russell Wilson threw almost 35 fantasy points. So you see the potential in Kirk Cousins here at GPP. All right, another play here. I like Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is in a great spot for today. All right, now he's 6,700 on Draftkings, but ideal. He's in a good spot here going against Cleveland. They allow 314 passing yards a game, around 2.4 passing touchdowns. They also allow around 35 fantasy points playing away. All right, so that's something to consider here. Roethlisberger, he's been in a good spot. He's averaging around 2.5 passing touchdowns a game, around 69.9 completion percentage a game in the last 4 games. So he's averaging around 21.2 fantasy points so far for the season. He's just been in a good spot. He's been doing well. So I like this play for Ben against Cleveland in this matchup. Last year he had 18 fantasy points against them with 2 touchdowns and an interception playing at home against them. Last time he had like about 31 fantasy points above was 2015. But playing against Cleveland here, he's in an ideal spot. Of course, you were looking at Claypool. He's obviously going to be a play where you can look at that. You can look at that spot here. But Ben Roethlisberger is, to me, a cash play to look into for today. So let's see. You can definitely look at Ben Roethlisberger here. So let me go ahead and plug him in there. Put Roethlisberger. Don't put Big Ben in there. Big Ben, I'll say he's a cash play. Okay. So I say Big Ben's cash play. Look into for today. Another play we could look at in quarterbacks. Let's see real quick. If you want to go with Matt Ryan, going against Minnesota, you can go that route. Let's see. Sorry about that. You can go Matt Ryan. You're going to look at 600 for him. He did have a good game. He had 24 fantasy points last game playing Minnesota. I think it was at Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, too. So you want to go this route. Double check the rankings. Yeah, just looking at Cleveland. Going back to the Big Ben situation. Looking at Cleveland, they're 30th against the pass attack, 31 against pass attempts, pass completions. They're 30th against pass completions, 29th against passing touchdowns for the season, 26 in giving up points. So defense obviously is a great play for Big Ben here. So you can go that route with Big Ben. Now going back to Matt Ryan play, he did have 24 last go around against Minnesota. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last year, but he had 304 yards. So going against Minnesota, as they allowed 283.2 yards a game, 2 touchdowns a game, 25.2 fantasy points at home so far for the year. You go Matt Ryan. You want to go contrarian play. If you of course, got Ridley and Julio and whatnot. It could be a play where you could look into them as well. But everyone knows like Matt Ryan's been horrible so far. They're going through the whole slump with the quarterback, with the coach being fired, whatnot. Just the past 3 games, he had 12 in the last. He had 12 and 8 in the last 3 games. It was crazy. But he beat Seattle. What? He lost against Seattle, so he had 28 against Seattle. He had 29 against Dallas. 4 touchdowns against Dallas. 2 against. He almost had 4. He had 450 yards against Seattle in week 1, and they're 4-0. They're 0-4. Sorry, but no, 0-5. Good grief, 0-5. Is he gonna get out the slump against Vikings? He should. He should be out of the slump here, but Matty Ice is really cold for real. So I could say Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan to me will be a GPP play only because he has the potential to do well. Like I said, I like Adam Thielen here, where Adam Thielen to me should get at least 2 touchdowns. So with Cousins, and you want to go with Calvin Ridley, and you want to go with who other guys you want to go with, like Gage and Julio is back, so you got stuff like that to where he's in a good position to do well. The thing is that this team is just garbage, man. But Matt Ryan is in the ideal position to win. He's looking at a 53.5 implied total here, but they are -4 underdog here, 4-point underdog. So take that in consideration, y'all. But do want to mention Matt Ryan. He's in a good play to do well. All right, now, let's see. Let's look into Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's averaging around 290 yards a game, 1.8 passing touchdowns, but he has a 1 interception a game so far for the season, averaging around 21.9 fantasy points a game. Going against Tennessee, that allows 23.8 fantasy points so far at home. He did have 19 fantasy points against them last year. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last year with 19 fantasy points. 2018, playing at Tennessee. He had 27 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception with 310 yards. Of course, you want to look at Deshaun Watson. You like Will Fuller. Will Fuller is a great play as well against Tennessee. So you can definitely pair those two guys up together. But I like Will Fuller a lot going against this Tennessee defense. But Deshaun Watson's still a play to look at. I mean, but he is 7,000 to where, you know, just with his price tag, it's not ideal. Let's see. Yeah, his price tag's not really ideal. He's like he's like the second highest in price tag. But I do want to mention him. He isn't a good play against Tennessee, but to me, I think he's more of a cash play. So we go ahead. I'll say cash play for Watson. I don't think he has much upside, but it could be a shootout. You know, I like Tannehill here. I do like Tannehill. We'll get to him, but I think Tannehill is a good spot as well. So. Let me know what y'all think about those plays. Alright, let's go to another spot here we'll look into. Of course, you got Lamar Jackson against Philly. Playing at Philly. He hasn't played against them actually, so this will be the first time playing Philly. But Philly does allow 2 touchdowns a game, around 36 pass attempts a game, 23.7 fantasy points allowed at Philly so far for the year. So we could look into that. So he hasn't been doing well in his pass yards a game. Lamar Jackson averaging 189 passing yards a game, only 1.8 touchdowns a game. But something to look at. Opposing quarterbacks in the last 4 games.
We'll be back. Do you need anything from the store?
No, I'm good. Yeah, so I say more so Lamar Jackson to me is a cash play. I really don't see upside in this price tag here. Looking into Ryan Fitzpatrick. Great spot in my opinion for Ryan Fitzpatrick. 5,900 for him. Olivia, come here. Come here. Alright, so you got Ryan Fitzpatrick in a good spot against the Jets. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick been doing real good so far for the season. You know, he's averaging 23.6 fantasy points a game. So I like this play for him, man. He's in a good spot. See his quarterback last 4 games. You know, he had 31 fantasy points against my Niners, y'all. That was horrible. I couldn't believe he allowed that much. 31 fantasy points from him against my Niners. 3 touchdowns, 350 yards. He's going against the Jets team to where he should do better. He should do well. The Jets so far allow 72.3 completion percentage to the Jets. To the opposing quarterbacks. Around 21.4 fantasy points allowed to the quarterback position so far for the year. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, y'all, he had 27 against Buffalo, 25 against Jaguars, 26 against Seattle, 31 against my Niners, y'all. he's on fire right now. So you can go with Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5,900 for what he's doing, y'all. It's a great price tag. I would say definitely is a good spot to consider him at. Let me go ahead and make some changes with my quarterbacks. I say Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald definitely GPP as his price tag. It's a real good price tag. All right. So I think Cam is back. Cam is back in the mix. You go Cam Newton at 6,500 going against Denver, which man, it's in a good spot to do so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look. Hmm? Whoa. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, V. Sorry about that, y'all. Baby girl wants some attention. So Cam Newton, going against Denver. Denver allowing 275 passing yards a game, 1.8 passing touchdowns a game, 41 pass attempts a game. Also, they allowing 24 rushing yards. Cam Newton, we already know how he is with the rushing game. So far, he has 11 rushing a game, 49.7 rushing yards a game. So Cam Newton, 6,500, definitely somebody you could look at. I like this play for Cam Newton. He's only in 6,500, y'all. I think I'm more likely to just fade Matt Ryan, but I'd rather go Cam Newton at this price tag. Let's see who else I'm looking at. Kirk Cousins, I like 6,100. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5,900. Those are the guys I like. Ryan Tannehill, great play against Houston. So we could look at that spot. So let me look at. What's up, baby? Looking at the Jets. Let's see. Let's look at Denver's defense, y'all. Denver actually has a good defense so far. Yeah. Green. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Get Tannehill there. Blue.
No.
Yeah. Yellow. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. What's wrong with you, baby? So I like Cam Newton here. Cam. All right, let's look into the other plays. Let me go down to Ryan Tannehill real quick, and then we get into the running backs. Okay, so looking at Ryan Tannehill, like this might be a tough spot for him actually against Houston. Now Houston, they're only allowing 19.2 fantasy points so far for the season against quarterbacks. So Ryan, but he played Buffalo at all teams. Like, can't really say much. I mean, he played Buffalo, got 3 touchdowns against Buffalo defense, but they are worse against the pass. They're actually Buffalo is worse against the pass tag against than Houston. One thing about Buffalo, they're just a better team against the run attack. But as you can see, I mean, we saw Derrick Henry just go crazy on him. So Ryan Tannehill still a good play at 5,900. He has done well against Houston. Last time he played home against Houston in the last 2 seasons, he played last year. He had 25, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 279 yards passing. He did also have a running touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown for 10 yards. And then the last time he played them was 2015, in which he had 4 touchdowns. But that's back in the day. But it does show that he plays better at home. He's averaging around 28 fantasy points at home. He has 2.3 touchdowns a game, 251 passing yards a game. This is a good play for Ryan Tannehill as a nice GPP spot, I could say. So Ryan Tannehill, to me, could be a great option to look at. So I'll go ahead and put him in there as a nice little GPP. Or should I put cash? Should I go and make a cash? Should I say cash and then load up? I'll go ahead and say GPP, Cousins, Ryan Fitzmagic, Ryan Fitzgerald, Tannehill, Minshew. And I'll go ahead and put cash. Just make it simple. So cash would be Big Ben, Cam Newton, who else is a cash play? Who else is cash that I like? I mentioned Cam. Oh, Matt Ryan. And Watson. We'll go Watson. And who was the last person? Oh, Matt Ryan. Alright, let me know what y'all think about these plays, and I go to the next spot. We're gonna go GPP for the next ones. Alright. Alright, that should be good to go. Alright, let's get to the running backs. Alright, let's get running backs. Let's look into the running backs. We got a phone. Oh. Whoa. Alright, let's go on defense to see what they allow rushing yards. We got Texans. Worst team allowed rushing yards, pass rushing attempts, rushing red zone attempts. 31st against red zone attempts. Cincinnati Bengals, Chiefs, Dallas, Jaguars. All right. All right, so Derrick Henry. Let's look at Houston Texans. So Texans they're the worst team allowing rushing yards and attempts for the league. So looking at Derrick Henry once again, y'all. Derrick Henry's in another great play here. So Derrick Henry's another great play, 7,300. Definitely something to look at. Last time he played Houston, 42 fantasy points against him. Alright, I'm trying to organize everything real quick, y'all. Bear with me. So Derrick Henry, okay, let's go down Derrick Henry. Okay, so last time he played Houston, he had 42 fantasy points, but he had that at Houston. Playing at home, he only had 9 fantasy points. Now Derrick Henry is still a good option here, y'all. Like knowing how depleted Tennessee is. I'm not sure about their receivers right now. I'm not sure about Humphreys and AJ Brown. Are they still out? I'm not sure. Let me double check. So AJ Brown is playing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean Brown. I meant Corey Davis. Corey Davis is still out. Humphreys, he's playing. All right, so Adam Humphreys, he cleared from the COVID, so that's good to know. So Humphreys is back in the mix. Okay, so alright, so I say Derrick Henry to me is a cash player also. I mean, Houston's allowing 141 rushing yards a game. That's 1.2 touchdowns a game. They're not allowing as much receptions, which is okay because we know Derrick Henry is not a pass and catch running back to where he's averaging 25 carries a game, 94 rushing yards a game, 4 touchdowns so far. Yeah, two against Buffalo, two against Minnesota in the last 2 weeks, averaging 19.2 fantasy points. Knowing that Houston's allowing 31.6 fantasy points to the running back spot, and it's more so just hard running. Derrick Henry is that guy, y'all. Like, hands down, is that guy. So, gotta look at Derrick Henry here as a great play for running backs. I mean, I'm not gonna say for GPP, but either or, like a nice cash play where if he gets 20 plus, which I don't see him, why not? I mean, I'll say Derrick Henry is a cash play. Just because of just because his price tag, he is the most expensive running back for this week. So I'll say he's a cash play, but overall he's in a great spot against Houston at 28th against the position. So good spot to look at for him. Okay. Hi. Oh, let me stretch, y'all. It's been a long morning already. Yo, please like the video. Please like the video. Please share it, man. We're live right now. Just trying to give you everything I'm looking at for this week, and then we'll get into the plays, lineups. So definitely stick to that. All right. Next play, we still look at James Robinson. All right, going against Detroit. This is the ideal play for him, y'all. Like, I've been trying to say him for the past 2 weeks, but especially against Houston, he only had 11 against Houston. But he's still priced up. He was 67 last week. Now he's 68 against Detroit. But still, we know what he did against Tennessee. He had 24 fantasy points against Tennessee in week 2. He had 31 against Miami week 3. He had a touchdown against Tennessee, 16 carries, 102 rushing yards, 4 targets that game. Miami, he had 2 touchdowns, 11 carries. He was 6 for 6 in his targets in the air, y'all. So he's one of those running backs. He's a pass catching running back, and this is an ideal spot for him. So looking at Detroit, they give up 152 rushing yards a game so far for the season, around 27 carries attempts, 1.3 touchdowns a game, 37.2 fantasy points playing away. They allowed 34.4 allowed for the season. So look into this play. James Robinson, once again, is another option. He's still in a good option play. So 6,800 for the upside he could give you. I still like this play for him. What's up, Richard? Yeah, I'm torn on playing Fitzmagic, but I think Fitzgerald's still a great play to look at, y'all. So I still think he's a good play. Don't get me wrong, he's in a good spot. But I'll say Robinson is definitely a GPP play because the fact of what he didn't do in the last 2 weeks, he definitely will be overlooked. But James Robinson is an ideal play against Hello. Why? I will run. We'll get to Fitzpatrick. Oh, we're gonna get down to Miami's running backs, the receivers. I feel like you could pair Miami with Fitzpatrick here. So bless you, baby. Definitely like let me get down to you could definitely pair him up with Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin is definitely in play today, y'all. 5,400 for Myles Gaskin will be a GPP play for me. So yeah, definitely pair Myles Gaskin with him. I was gonna get down to him, y'all, but if you needed that information now, Myles Gaskin is a great play to pair him up with. Myles Gaskin is gonna be a GPP, but he's a great play. He's too cheap to be ignored, y'all. So look at Myles Gaskin. That's for Richard. Bye. 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 Can y'all hear me? Hear me? All right. I think we're still good. Yeah, we're still good. But yeah, run Miles Gaskin with Fitzpatrick. All right, another play. I like David Montgomery. 5,800 for David Montgomery. He's in a good spot against Carolina of all teams. All right, he's that type of running back that he can still hit you with the run attack. He's averaging around 4.6 targets a game, 12.6 carries a game. He had 19 fantasy points against Tampa, which he had 8 targets against Tampa last week, which is crazy. Wow. So, take that, for that price tag. You look at this guy. Carolina's allowing 37.4 fantasy points allowed to running backs so far for the season. Around 112 rushing yards a game, 8.6 receptions allowed to the running backs. So David Montgomery at 5,800 is a great play, all right, against Carolina. All right, so something to consider here. He's not getting as much carries as I want him to because, of course, he's sharing it with I think Cohen. Let me see what Cohen is getting. Is it Tyreek Cohen? Is Cohen even playing? I don't think so. But yeah, like David Montgomery as well. For his price, 5,800 for a guy that he's getting about 4.6 targets a game. He had 8 targets in week 5. He had 6 in weeks 4. Like, this is a great play helping out in the passing game for Foles. This is a play where I like Nick Foles because Nick Foles is giving the ball to David Montgomery here. So that's his little safety net is David Montgomery is what I'm seeing. The two games that Nick Foles played, he's giving David Montgomery averaging 7 targets, y'all. So definitely gonna look at this play with David Montgomery. Woo! What? Wow! Whoa! Nice ball. Oh! Wow! Hmm? Oh! 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 All right, sorry about that, y'all. Baby girl wants to play, so hey, no problem, bro. No problem. But yeah, I like Miles Gaskin. Of course, you could go with the receivers where you have whatchamacallit, man. Let me go to the receivers real quick for you. You got Devontae Parker, obviously a great play to look at, man. So yeah, you can pair up Ryan Fitzpatrick with Devontae Parker, Miles Gaskin. Those are the 3 guys I'm looking at that you could stack up for Miami. All right. Just want to get that for you. If that was you needed, I got you on that. All right. So going back to the positions, Gaskin. I like David Montgomery as a nice play. 5,800 for David Montgomery. I'll say GPP for him. All right. Who took Todd Gurley last week, y'all. I told you about Todd Gurley. He was in a great play. Now he's going against Minnesota. All right, now looking at Minnesota's defense, don't really seem like they're giving up a lot against the running backs. Well, I guess rushing yards. Let me see. Let me double check. Yeah, they're 25th against rushing yards for the year. They're 25th against passing touchdowns. They're actually horrible against the pass. Is what I'm seeing from the Vikings. That's why I like Matt. That's why I like Matt Ryan, because going against, just the passing, the defense is not good to where Matt Ryan. That's the reason why I said Matt Ryan is a great play to look at. He just has to step up eventually. Matt Ryan, he has to step up eventually. So that's why I like Matt Ryan against this defense. But looking at the defense, running game, Todd Gurley's still a good spot. Like, he had 5 targets last week, 14 carries, 28 fantasy points. He's in another ideal spot, but of course he's 6,300 here. More likely a cash play at this price tag now. Which, like I said, I like Myles Gaskin more if you want to pivot down. I like Ronald Jones finally getting the carries, finally getting targets. He had 9 targets week 4, 5 targets week 5. Ronald Jones, amazing play going against Green Bay, which is 31st against the defense in running game. So definitely want to look at this game. Let me look at Green Bay defense. Boom. Ouch. Ouch. Oh. Oh. Ow. Ow. Why hitting me? What the heck wrong with you? Why you keep hitting me? Ow. Ow. Catch it. You gotta catch it. Ready? Yay! Good job, baby. Stop hitting me. But yeah, y'all, I like Todd Gurley here. All right, now looking at Minnesota. Minnesota is allowing 112 rushing yards. All right, they're averaging 112 rushing yards a game for the season. 1 touchdown allowed for the game. A game. They are allowing 32.5 fantasy points to the running position at home. All right, this is something to look at, y'all. Todd Gurley in the last 2 weeks has been in a perfect lineup in the past 2 weeks. He had 19 against Green Bay. But I think that was more so he was perfect lineup for the showdown, kept the showdown. But 28 against Carolina. I told y'all he's gonna go off for Carolina, but going against Minnesota is another ideal spot for him, y'all. Why not? He had 26 last game. He had 26 in 2018 against Minnesota, 15 2017, 20 in 2015. Like, he's always been good against Minnesota's defense. Why not now, in my opinion? He's in a great spot. He's not really getting as much targets. He only had 5, but he had 5 targets last week. But for so far for the season, he only is averaging 2.6 targets. But I think hopefully Matt Ryan sees Todd Gurley as his safe net. The reason why I like this play, he's averaging around almost 16 carries a game, 75 rushing yards a game, 5 touchdowns, and he has 4 touchdowns in the last four weeks. But he has 5 touchdowns in the past 5 games. He's in a good spot against Minnesota. Todd Gurley's in a great play, y'all. I like this play for him. Back at it with Todd Gurley. I would say Todd Gurley's more of a cash play. I still like Gurley, y'all. I like Gurley a lot here. All right, now get into other squads, other teams. I like Ronald Jones. Finally, like I said, Ronald Jones finally getting the love that he deserved. I don't know why they keep adding all these different running backs. Stick to Ronald Jones. That's all I gotta say. I like Ronald Jones. All right, let me get into stats for Ronald Jones real quick. Ronald Jones going against Green Bay. Green Bay is allowing a lot of running backs fantasy points for the season. Green Bay is allowing 44 fantasy points away. That's insane so far for the season. And he's getting the targets. The reason why I like him too, he's a pass catching running back to where I like this play more so for him. He's averaging around 4.6 targets a game. He had 9 targets in week 4. He had 5 targets in week 5. And he's still getting carries, y'all. He got 20 carries in week 4, 17 carries in week 5. Love this play for him. Now, Green Bay is not really allowing as much rushing yards, but in the sense of pass catching running backs, they're allowing a lot. They're allowing 92.8 rushing yards a game, but they're allowing 7.8 receptions a game, 70.3 receiving yards to running backs, 1.3 touchdowns a game, 36.3 fantasy points a game allowed, 44.5 playing away. So I like this play for Ronald Jones to do work here. He's in the ideal spot here. Todd Gurley had 19 against them last week. Week 4. Alvin Kamara had 47 against them week 3. You got Dalvin Cook in week 1 had 21 against them. Almost 22 fantasy points against them week 1. Ronald Jones. Like this play for him, y'all. Like Ryan Jones. Ronald Jones the third, I think. Oh, second. Like this play for him. My eye. Something in my eye. All right. What's wrong, baby girl? Oh, baby girl wants attention. Baby girl, come here. Now, looking into the Lions. Now, the Lions they're going through a lot with their running backs. You got Adrian Peterson, DeAndre Swift, and they got Kerryon Johnson. Like, they just don't know what they want to use. But I think DeAndre Swift is a great play at 45. Come here, baby girl. Come here. Come here, what's wrong? It's almost your nap time. Almost nap time. But I like DeAndre Swift, y'all. In the past 4 weeks, he had 11 against Chicago, 12 against Green Bay. He had 15 against New Orleans. Now going against Jacksonville. He's in a good spot. Jacksonville do give a lot to the running backs. They give up 35.9 fantasy points at home so far for the season. In the last 4 home games, they allowed 41.4 fantasy points to the running backs. It's just that we really don't know how they're going to utilize their running back game, their backfield. They just got a wide backfield. DeAndre Swift is in a great spot here. Got Ryan Dean Crowder. I don't know which receiver 3 to run. Any thoughts on receiver 3? 4,200 and below. Thinking of running Bird. 4,200. Oh, just a moment. Let me see. DeAndre Swift. I like DeAndre Swift. Get a nice little GPP. Nice little value spot. Hold on, Richard. Let me double check something real quick. 6-foot. Another running back you could look at is Philip Lindsay, 4,300. Knowing that Melvin Gordon he's been dropped off the team since the DOI issue. I guess you could go to Philip Lindsay if you want to go to a nice little value spot. I guess they're gonna need him. They're gonna utilize him a lot. I mean, going against the Patriots, they really don't have any other players. So Philip Lindsay, 4,300 without Melvin Gordon is a obvious GPP play you could look at. Philip Lindsay. Alright, I think I'm done with running backs. Just want to get to that real quick before I finish. Anybody else you think I could look at in running backs? Let me know in the chat room. Got mess. Alright, I think I'm done with the running backs. Right around. Oh, boy. Woo. Just want to double check everything before I continue. Because of all the gas. Hello, what are you hiding inside? Neptune is right ahead. It looks so pretty blue. It's called an ice giant. It's got some water too. You saw the planets all, but there are many more things to see out here. Next time we'll see them all. Let's go on the planet's ride. I will be your guide. There will be fun and games aboard the space train. Alright, let's go to the receivers. Alright, sorry Richard, man. I just want to get this. Let me go down to the value for Richard real quick. We're gonna go down to the value first and then move up to the more expensive plays at receiver. So you say you're looking for a receiver 3 position. Oh, you said James Crowder. Of course, James Crowder's a good spot. Yeah, you gotta go James Crowder. Going against Miami, they allowed 62 fantasy points, which is crazy at home. That's insane. I mean, just the fact that the last 3 games that he's played, You know, he was out in week 2, week 3, but he had 28 against Buffalo, 20 against Denver, 29 against Arizona. Now he's going against Miami, averaging 10.3 targets a game. Easy spot for Jameson Crowder here. Averaging 25.5 fantasy points a game, averaging 27 fantasy points in B, and 3 big underdog games. Of course, they're looking at an underdog game for them once again. Looking at a 9-point underdog, which is it's sad to see Jameson Crowder go out like this, but obviously it's a great play for Crowder. Crowder's going to be cash, but of course you see the upside regardless. I like Jameson Crowder a lot here. Another player I like here is AJ Brown. You know, he had that 21 against Buffalo. 9 targets, 7 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. $5,600 is still too cheap, and he's still 56 against Houston. He's averaging around 22.8 fantasy points a game and 4 home games. So he's averaging around 21.2 fantasy points at home. Averaging 8.5 targets a game. Love AJ Brown here once again. Going against Houston, they allow only 162 receiving yards a game, but still, he's in a good spot. Calvin Ridley's in a great play. He's expensive, $7,800, but he's still worth the play. I mean, averaging 10 targets a game in the past 5 games. Going against Minnesota, they allow 193 receiving yards a game. They're one of the biggest. They're horrible against the pass attack, so Calvin really should do well here. They allow 60 fantasy points to the receiver spot at home. So, man, this is crazy. So, Calvin really, Julio, those guys obviously cash plays here. But Calvin really just sticks out more. Anytime Julio's playing, this guy sticks out the most. So, like Ridley here, once again, Ridley isn't a great play against Minnesota's defense. Crowd down again. He's most expensive, but he's worth it. I think he's worth it. Yeah, Atlanta Falcons is bottom of the barrel with Seahawks against the pass attack. Okay. You gotta look for value. So I'm trying to look for value for my man Richard here. Please feel free to like the video. Please share the video, y'all. Appreciate the love. Let me change the background real quick. Change it to like a black background just for right now. Well, let me just take it away for right now. There we go.
Bye.
Alright, let me just move everything over.
Yep.
Twitter over here. Week 6. Huh?
Come on.
You try. Come here. Why is she faking it like cry? Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. Make sure I got this loaded up right. Hold on. Alright. There you go. It's almost time for your nap. Appreciate y'all with the likes. Appreciate it. My man's need. How much you need, bro? You need 4,200 and below. All right, let's look for that. I guess. I think GPP wise, James Washington maybe. James Washington could be a GPP play. I mean, let me get into why. I mean, we know Big Ben's gonna have a good day, but I feel like it's not gonna just be because of Juju Smith. It's not gonna be because I like Claypool a lot. Don't get me wrong, but James Washington still is in a good spot here. You said Bird too, so let's go into it. Or maybe look into Travis Fulgham. That's how you pronounce it. I mean, he had 13 targets against Pittsburgh last week. And Pittsburgh is not a bad defense either. Like Pittsburgh is not a bad defense. The fact that he had 13 targets, that was insane. He had 152 yards. I mean, it just seems like that's the guy that. I mean, who else is he's going to throw it to? Is what I'm considering. But he had 8 targets in the last 2. I mean, he had 14. He had 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. He had a touchdown against my Niners. He had 14 fantasy points against the Niners. He only had 2 receptions, but he still had a touchdown. Then he had 13 targets against Pittsburgh. Now you're going against Baltimore. They allow 36.7 fantasy points to the receivers. They allow 14 receptions a game to the receivers, 162.2 receiving yards. So I say Travis Fulgham is a value play, dude. It's Gary Terry, Devontae Park, Claypool, Boyd. What's up, your boy Drew? Start to. Like I'll say, go ahead. I think Fulgham is a good play. Let's see for Richard. I'm not sure if Richard's still on. It's just. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey. Hold on, y'all. What's wrong? Sorry about that. Dad duty. You're welcome, bro. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think Travis Fulgham is in a good spot. Let me load him up real quick as a cash play. Or they're looking at maybe Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith only for 3,000. He had 11 targets last week. He had 11 targets last week, and in week 9 week 5 he had 11. Week 4 he had 9 targets. So something to look at with Jeff Smith. 3,000. Like we said, against Miami's defense. The defense allowed 23rd against defense, but yeah, Jeff Smith maybe as a value play. Maybe Jeff Smith. Let me put him on there. Let me put Jeff Smith. Let's say. Let me brighten my camera. There we go. Jeff Smith could be a definite play where you could look at for the Jets. If you're looking at Crowder, maybe Jeff Smith. He's getting the looks. So I'll say, I don't know if I should put GP. Maybe I guess I could say GPP, but yeah, Jeff Smith. He's only 3,000. 3K. 3K player, and he's getting the targets, y'all. Like all he needs is a touchdown. If you get a touchdown in those type of targets, and look at him, man. He's a good spot against Miami. So Jeff Smith. If you want to look below 4K, I say Jeff Smith. All right. All right, let's get into some more plays at receiver. All right, so our guy Greg, he did mention Tyler Boyd. Against the Colts. The Colts is tough. Like I can't really say Tyler Boyd. He's getting the targets a game. Like he's 8 targets a game. But man, Colts defense this is a great defense. Like they allow only 136 receiving yards a game, 11 receptions allowed to receivers, only 19.4 fantasy points at home. Like they're a home team. Like I might not play Cincinnati. Like 5,800 for Tyler Boyd is not bad. But man, like Indiana Colts at home is a total different team. So I'm not gonna say you have to play Tyler Boyd. I'm not gonna say you have to. Like I don't think you have to play him, especially against Colts at home. Like I said, AJ Brown, great play to look into against Houston defense. He always played good against Houston. He had 25 and 28 in the last two games last year against Houston. So AJ Brown is obviously a better play. Like if you're gonna look at Tyler Boyd, I'd rather play AJ Brown. But I don't think you have to play Tyler Boyd here. Um, but AJ Brown definitely a great play. He always played well, and he's playing at home. He also a good home splits. So he has great home splits. AJ Brown's a great play. But Tyler Boyd, I'm not gonna say you have to play Tyler Boyd, bro. Like Drew, you're gonna do you. You're gonna do you, Drew. But I'm not gonna say you have to play Tyler Boyd. I don't think you have to play him. Yeah, I don't think you have to play him. Okay, let's get into some other plays here. Yes, you said Scary Terry against Giants. It's obviously a good spot, but it might be different with another quarterback. Like he was Haskins' guy. Like Scary Terry was Haskins' man, but as we saw, like he got the targets, but he's still getting about. He only had 7 targets, six fantasy points last week. But I mean, going against an easier team with Giants, but Giants they're actually not as bad in the air. We could look at their stats. Let's see the Giants. They are. I mean, they're okay. They're okay defense in the air. Yeah, I mean that ninth against the pass attempts. You got Alex Smith too. Like, good luck, y'all. Like, trust me, I'm not a fan of Alex Smith. I like his story. Don't get me wrong. I like his story coming back, but him being on the 49ers, I hated Alex Smith. Not as a person, just as a player. Like he didn't really take chances down the field. He's more of a 10-yard pass quarterback, y'all. Like I'm not going to trust Alex Smith with Scary Terry. So unfortunately, I might not look at him in display at 5,700 for Scary Terry. Devontae Parker, he's in a good spot.
When do people
Then round and round, it's on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Hey.
Apple.
Squeak. Squeak. So you can find some more. Who likes Julian Edelman? I like Julian there, man. Against Denver's defense. Cam Newton, Julian Edelman, y'all. Knowing that Cam, he gave him some love against Miami, 13 against Miami, and then 29 against Seattle. He had 11 targets against Seattle, 179 yards. Julian Edelman in a great spot against Denver. They allowed 198.5 receiving yards, 2 receivers for the season, 45.6 fantasy points allowed for the season. Julian Edelman is that guy. I mean, he's always been questionable, so they always have a questionable tag on him. But Julian Edelman, see his status. Let's check him out for his status first, but he's always questionable, man. He's a hard guy, though. He's a hard body guy. He said he was limited in practice on Friday. He's questionable by the Patriots as has become the normal, but there's no reason to believe that his Week 6 availability is in any danger. However, the status of Sunday's 1 p.m. contest is worth monitoring as the New England's practice was canceled Friday following a positive COVID test, per Adam Schefter for ESPN. The game is currently on pace to take place as scheduled. So, we're finding out that someone has tested positive. So we gotta keep this game under wraps. But Julian Edelman to me is a great play against Denver. Denver is not that team that we used to seeing, but he done well against Denver. So I like this play for 5,600 for Julian Edelman. Definitely in consideration, y'all. So I like this play for him. Let's see. All right, we're getting Edelman here. Oh! Turn the lights off. Yeah, I like Edelman a lot, y'all. So we just gotta keep up with the date. We just gotta keep up with the status of the game, but I like this play for him. Me bags full.
Yeah.
Of course, we got Julio Jones, 6,700 for Julio, man. It's ridiculous. It's definitely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the only time he had never really had a big game against Minnesota. Playing at Minnesota last year, he had a touchdown. He had 11 targets, 6 receptions, only 31 yards. But he's still a good play. I say Julio Jones is a cash play, y'all. I mean, I like Ridley more for. They both cash plays, but 6,700 for Julio Jones is to me a slap in the face. Like he's one of those guys, but he hasn't been showing out. Like he's out 2 of the games so far for the season. He was out against the Bears. He was out against Carolina. So it's iffy with Julio, man. But 6,700 for Julio Jones is really intriguing. He had a hamstring issue last week, so it looks like he's not having an issue with being I don't know. Julio Jones at 6,700 is disrespectful, but he hasn't been showing. You just used to, you hear his name, you're used to him going off, but I mean, by the same token, man, like he has to go off sometime, to where you have to look at Julio. I think Julio, going against this team, like I'm not just saying just Ridley and just set it forget it with Ridley. No, you have to look elsewhere, especially with Fitzpatrick. Matt Ryan. You have to look different. So I will still say cash play. I will still say a cash play is Julio Jones. At 6,700, knowing, he still has upside. He could be GPP. But $6,700, that's the reason why I say cash, only because of his price tag. Now, if he was 5K, like in the 5K range, giving you 20 plus, then yeah, that's GPP to me. But he's still a cash play, y'all. Like Julio Jones is still a cash play, y'all. Like at the end of the day. Put Jay Jones so y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Julio Jones is still obvious. He's still a great play, y'all. Like against a team like the Vikings, you still have to look at Julio Jones. But his price tag, man, 6,700, dog. It's crazy. He eventually will have a breakout game, but who knows? Who knows when? You know what I'm saying? Who knows when? Like he'll have a good game. All right, looking at another guy as a good price tag, you got Chase Claypool, we got LaVisca Chenault Jr. Those two guys, both great plays. Knowing Chase Claypool, knowing that Deontay Johnson got injured, he stepped up to the plate and went crazy, and he's in a good spot for today. So you could definitely look at Chase Claypool. Oh, you said Demir Bird for New England. Yeah, Denver doesn't allow. They allow it. Don't. Yeah, 3,500 for Demir Bird is likely. He had 13 fantasy points against Seattle. He had 10 targets with the Chiefs. He had 9 targets with Seattle, and now he's going against Denver. I don't see why not. 3,500 for Demir Bird. I like that play too. You can go with him. Yeah, Demir Bird is definitely a play where you could look at. He's getting the targets, so why not? He's going against another team like Denver that could give him some more targets. Oh boy. And if Edelman's out, then we gotta look at the status with this game regardless. But we gotta look at the status. Patriots game news. Patriots new positive. COVID test. A, apple. B, bird. C, cat. D, door. E, elephant. F, frog. G, goat. H, horse. I, ice cream. J, jelly. K, key. L, lemon. M, moon. N, nest. O, owl. P, pencil. Q, queen. R, rooster. S, swan. T, tree. U, umbrella. V, vase. W, walrus. X, xylophone. Y, yo-yo. And Z, zipper.
Oh.
Oh, good job.
B.
P, good job.
Q.
That's an O. That's a U. Q, Queen. R. Good job, baby.
Yeah.
Alright. Really want to stop. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to fix the text right now, y'all. Sorry. It wasn't showing my plays. Alright, there we go. Alright. Yeah, so Demir Bird, like I said, Denver, Edelman, those guys, Cam Newton. It's a great stack. If you want to look at Demir Bird, Edelman, Cam Newton play. I do like Jarvis Landry. I think Jarvis Landry's in a good play, but he's questionable. Now, I still like Odell Beckham against this Odell. Going against Pittsburgh defense. Pittsburgh defense allowed 202 receiving yards a game to receivers. He's 6,400. It's a great play for Odell Beckham. He's averaging 21.8 fantasy points away. I mean, he had 38 against Denver, against Dallas, but he had 5 against Baltimore. So I can't really go by the away stats right now. But he's averaging 16.5 fantasy points. The last time he played good against Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh was 2016, where he had 16 targets. But of course, that was when he was on the Giants. But he's averaging 7.8 targets a game, 60 around 60 receiving yards a game, 4 touchdowns so far for the season in the last 4 games. So you go to this play. You want to look at Odell Beckham as a cash play, but he's in a good spot today. Let's see, is he questionable too? He didn't practice Friday, so we got a lot of issues with the receivers. So Odell Beckham he didn't practice Friday. We got Jarvis, but if Odell doesn't play, Jarvis Landry's in a good play. But he didn't practice. Yeah, he limited practice. So we gotta just look into these. We just gotta look and see what happens on that. But I like both of those guys there. Let's see. Devontae Parker, if I didn't mention him before, he's in a good play against the Jets, in which the Jets average 189 receiving yards a game to the position, around 38.8 fantasy points allowed to the receivers so far for the season. So love this play for him. He's had 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games. He had a touchdown against the Niners last week. He had 24 against Seattle. He had 12 targets against Seattle, no touchdowns, which is crazy. He was 10 for 12 with 110 yards against Seattle. And in the last game he played against Buffalo, had a touchdown against Buffalo. But Devontae Parker at 6,300 to me is a cash play. I don't really see much upside, but he's still a good spot. He's averaging 20.2 fantasy points at home, averaging 25 fantasy points in 5 home games. So we want to consider that. Like I said, he had 24 against Seattle at home, 16 against Buffalo at home. He had 25 against the Bengals at home last year. He had 38 against Philly at home, and then he had 15 against the Browns at home. So to me, it's still a cash play overall. All right. Let's see another guy you could look at. Don't draw on the TV, Olivia. Don't use that on the TV. I'm about to take you outside. We gotta go for a jog. It's nice outside. All right, Will Fuller. All right, 6,800 for Will Fuller. Great play. All right, he's averaging 6 targets a game, 15.8 fantasy points a game, 18.8 playing away. Going against Tennessee, that allows 196.5 receiving yards a game, 16 receptions a game, 1 touchdown, 2 receivers a game, 53.6 allowed at home. So Will Fuller obviously is a great play to look at. He is 6,800, but he's in a good spot. Last time he played at Tennessee, he had 11. He had 11 fantasy points, but 2018 he had 8 for 9 with a touchdown, 113 yards. He had 28 fantasy points. Then he had 28 in 2017, and then 2016 he had 27. Will Fuller's in a good play, y'all. So I like this play for him at 6,800. But man, I think he's a cash play too, y'all. Like 6,800 for this type of play. Yeah. He had 15, 26, 16 in the last 3 games. But you're going against the Tennessee defense to where I think this is a good play for Watson. That's why I said I think Watson's more of a cash play, but for his receivers, this is a good play as well. I mean, 6,800 though is still up there in price, but you can make an argument that he's going to be a lower owned play. So I do like him at cash. So I'll say go for Fuller at cash play. Any more questions, anybody? Anybody have any feedback? Yeah, so you can make an argument with that, but these are the plays I'm looking at so far for receivers. I didn't really talk more about Adam Thielen, so let me go with Adam Thielen real quick and give you his stats. Reason why I like Thielen for today. Going against ATL. ATL is allowing 215 receiving yards, y'all. That's insane. They play better away, but it's still a good play for him. He's averaging 22.2 fantasy points a game. He had 29 fantasy points in the last two games against Houston and Seattle. He had 34 against Green Bay in Week 1. This is the ideal spot for Adam Thielen. 8.8 targets a game for the season, 9 targets in the last 4 games. So something to consider at this play. He's averaging 23.2 fantasy points win away. Win at home so far for the season. So like this play for Adam Thielen, y'all. Overall, it's a great play for him. He's averaging 26.2 fantasy points in 4 high-scoring games, which are looking at a 29 implied team scoring for this game. 54 total points in consideration with a 4-point favor for Minnesota here. So Adam Thielen is a good spot, 7,300. But they are saying that ATL doesn't give up a lot playing away. So that could be an issue. They give the last 4 games at home, away, they allow 28 fantasy points to the receivers. But when that's what's iffy. As they showed up, they actually played better. It seemed like they played worse at home. ATL played worse at home. They says they gave up 44.3 allowed for the season, but only 33 at home. 33 away. And in the last 4 away games, they allowed 28. So Adam Thielen, to me, is still a great play as a cash spot, but as I'm stating to you right now, it seems as if they play better away. That could be an issue. And that could be a reason why you might fade Adam Thielen, honestly. You might want to pivot to another play. All right, so those are the plays I'm looking at. Any other questions y'all may have, please comment in the chat. We'll get to the next play at tight end. So I'll stay on here for a little bit before I make moves. Got Russell Gage. It's in a good spot. Chase Claypool. Love this play for him. He had 4 touchdowns last week against Philly. It's crazy. 11 targets, 4 touchdowns. Now he's going against a Cleveland team that allows 203 receiving yards, 15.8 receptions a game, 1.6 touchdowns, 62.3 at home. Went away. Claypool is a great play. Great cheap spot to look at. We got Brendan Cooks. He had 12 targets last week, 33 fantasy points out the blue. Did Fuller play? Yeah, he did play. Brendan Cooks has 5K. Let's see Brendan Cooks real quick. Brandon Cooks could be a play. I mean, he went off against Jacksonville. So random. Look at mama's drama. That's not good. You can make an argument for Marquise Brown. 6,500 for him. He had 20 against the Bengals last week. I mean, you can make an argument for Marquise Brown against a Philly defense. We got Juju Smith. I like Juju Smith too. Like Juju had 6 targets so far for the year, 6 targets, 5.3 receptions. I like Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh as a stack. Like I like Ben here. I mean Cleveland playing away is not a good squad. Like I just think that he's in a good spot, but he hasn't done well against Cleveland in previous games. I mean, he had 7 against them in 2018. He played them last year, but that was at Cleveland. He had 4 fantasy points, 4 targets. That's whatever. I mean, can't really go on a pass. You can't really go on a pass history on that. But knowing he's the main guy here, he did have 38 fantasy points against Cleveland at home in 2017. He had 38 fantasy points, 10 targets, 1 touchdown, 143 yards, like 122 kick yards. Is crazy. So I guess you can make a decision on Juju. I think Juju, Claypool, those guys that are in play with Ben, like we want to stack that game. I think, and even James Conner, but James Conner to me will be more of he's gonna be a cash play, but he will definitely be low on. But his price tag was $7K. Yeah, that's a lot, man. So. Trying to look at other guys, man, before I go to the tight end spot. Just double checking everything. Make sure I went through everything. I think Brandon Cooks is a good play at 5K. I mean, the way he did damage against Jacksonville last week, he could be an option to look at this week. And Tennessee allows more at home. 53 fantasy points to receivers at home is ridiculous. Brandon Cooks could be a play, like 5K for Brandon Cooks. Yeah, I'll look at Brandon Cooks. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to tight ends. Let's get this finished so I can do the lineups, see what I can look at for lineups. Any other guys y'all like, y'all can comment below. But tight ends should be fast. It should be fast. Tight ends. I like Kyle Rudolph. I think Kyle Rudolph is now expected to be the tight end 1 spot, and he's only 3,700 for Kyle Rudolph. Against this, everyone knows. I mean, even against ATL, like their tight end spot is garbage. They allow 67 receiving yards, 6.6 receptions to the tight ends, 1.4 touchdowns to tight ends, 31 fantasy points went away to the tight end spot. So you got Irv Smith or Kyle Rudolph. I think Kyle Rudolph will be starting. If he's starting, I mean, Irv Smith had 10 fantasy points last week. He had 5 targets last week against Seattle. If Irv Smith is starting, then I'd definitely play Irv Smith. Yeah. I'm not sure why I think Irv Smith's that guy. So I'll say Irv Johnson just for now, but I gotta look at the news if Kyle Rudolph is gonna play. It's gonna start. I think he'll be in the 2 position. I'll say Irv Smith just for now. Irv Smith. I mean, GPP. Irv Smith. Irv Smith. I'll put Rudolph here. I'm just not sure if he's going to play, but man, if he does, he's too cheap.
Are you ready to learn? Your mouse wants to play ball. Can you see the You found your very best friend. Where's the circle?
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at Kyle Rudolph. Like, Kyle Rudolph I guess he's a tight end 2 spot. But they don't have Irv Smith up here anywhere. I like Irv. I mean, I'm going to put both of them, but I could have sworn out. I don't know. I really don't know. But, man, I hope Kyle Rudolph plays. Because Irv Smith's only getting 2.8 targets a game. And Kyle Rudolph is getting 2 targets a game. So it's like, my question is, who's getting the most snaps? That's the question. See, Kyle Rudolph is getting 73% snaps in the red zone. Snaps in red zone, 73% snaps. And Irv Smith is getting 67 in the last 4 games. I think Kyle Rudolph is better. He's a better play, in my opinion. All he has, Irv Smith is 2,500. 37 for Kyle Rudolph. But let's say if you want to get a touchdown, man, and a couple touchdowns and some catches, that's definitely going to be a upside play. So Irv Smith, Kyle Rudolph, I really don't know who's going to play. I'm going to look at some stats. I'm going to look at some news against Kyle Rudolph. Let's see what it says. Rudolph had 1 reception for 10 yards and 2 targets on Sunday's loss at Seattle. Rudolph played more snaps than Irv Smith. So he had 64 offenses, 87 snaps compared to 59 snaps for Smith. But Smith had a mini breakout game with 4 receptions for 64 yards. Neither tight end had been a focus of the passing game the prior 4 weeks, but Smith had some upside given the coach's staff previous talk about a possible growing role. Meanwhile, Rudolph's fantasy value limited to just an occasional end zone target. So it seems like Kyle Rudolph is getting more snaps. I think Kyle Rudolph, but of course, like we said, Irv Smith could get more. I mean, he's younger. He got 5 targets against Seattle, and this could be a play where he could be that guy against ATL. So I guess I'd say Irv Smith. And they didn't want to get this guy, he's a younger guy. So Irv Smith could be that guy to get more looks. So I'll say Irv Smith in this play here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Would you go Kyle Rudolph or would you go Irv Smith? I think Irv Smith is probably that play because he's a younger guy, but as they saw he got more value out the guy, even though he got less snaps. That's something I'm seeing here. But yeah, that's something I'm looking at right now. All right, let's go to some other plays real quick before we get into the lineup generator. Please like the video, y'all. Please share. We're live. All right, you got Eric Ebron. All right, going against Cleveland. Cleveland does give a lot against the tight end spot. Ebron is averaging 5 targets a game. 17.6 fantasy points allowed to opposing tight ends from Cleveland. So you go Eric Ebron. I think he's a great play. He had 12 fantasy points. That was 2017. But he had a touchdown, 2 receptions. So he was basically a red zone target. But it seemed like he's a red zone target so far for the season. He had 2 targets for 1 touchdown so far for the year to look at. So Eric Ebron is a good play to look at if you want to consider for a tight end spot against Cleveland. So I think I like this play more so for Ebron at 4,100. If you're looking for some cheaper plays. Because I really don't trust. I just don't trust Irv Smith and Rudolph play just with the shared snaps. But Eric Ebron look like it might be a safer play in my opinion. Just the way they're giving up a lot to the tight end spot. So Ebron. He's just too cheap to be ignored here. You got Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith has been that dominant guy. 5,200 for him. He had 21 against Buffalo last week. He dominated, y'all. He was a perfect lineup. So 21 against he had 24 against Jacksonville, 21 against Buffalo, and now he's going against the Houston team that still give up a lot to tight ends. They give up 19.9 at win away so far for the season. 12 fantasy points allowed for the season, but 19.9 when they play away. So Houston does give up a lot playing away. Janu Smith previously, last year he did have 17 fantasy points against Houston. He had 5 targets for 5 receptions. He had 57 rushing touchdowns. He had 57 rushing touchdowns, 60 receiving yards. I said 57 rushing yards. I said rushing touchdowns. What the fuck? And then he had 60 receiving yards. So this obviously is another good play with Janu Smith at 5,200. But I think he'd be more of a he's definitely gonna be more of a cash play in my opinion. Yeah, so I like that play for him. Who else I'm looking at? I got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews at 6,500 is an obvious cash play, but he's in a good spot against Philly that allows 19.4 fantasy points a game, 64.4 yards a game, 6.4 receptions, 1 touchdown a game allowed to tight ends for the season. So he's going to be that play, $6,500. So of course Andrews is a cash play option. Andrews. He's the most expensive guy too in there as well. Trey Burton could be a play for Indiana. Trey Burton, he getting 5.5 targets, and so far, coming back, in week 4 he had 4 fantasy points, but he had 5 targets, and then he had 6 targets against Cleveland last week, and then he went against the Bengals that give up 19.3 away. They give up a lot more away actually. They give up about 19.3 fantasy points away in the last 4 away games. They allowed 5.8 receptions to a tight end spot, 63.2 yards, and he's only 3,100. Trey Burton is a great spot. I think I'd rather play Trey Burton at 31 than Irv Johnson or Rudolph. So I'll go ahead and change Irv. I like Irv Smith. Let's keep him there. I'm gonna put Trey Burton. I think Burton's a great play at 3,100. That's too cheap for the volume he'll get. But even Irv Smith at 2,500 for Irv Smith, something to look at, y'all. So I like that play for him. Let's see who else. Jack Doyle for Colts. But Jack Doyle, I think he's sharing. Yeah, he's not getting no more looks, so never mind. Thank you. He has 4 touchdowns so far for the season. Jimmy Graham. He had 12 against Tampa last week with a touchdown. He's a good red zone threat. So looking at him as a threat, he's been targeted 7 times in the red zone for the season with 3 catches with 3 touchdowns. So Jimmy Graham is a red zone threat, but at $5K, I don't know. I don't think you have to go with him. But I think you can mention him. I can mention him, but I don't see upside in him though. I don't really see much upside in him, but I could still mention him. Let me know what y'all think about that. But I think that's all I have. I think that's what I like overall. That's what I like overall. I think I like this. All right, y'all. So let's get to the ending, and defense should be pretty easy for me for defense. I like Colts. I like Ravens, Patriots, Giants could be a nice little GPP play for Giants against Washington. Dolphins, 2,900 for Dolphins. So let's go ahead and plug those in real quick. So I'll say GP. I'll go Dolphins, Giants, Cash, Ravens, Colts. Patriots. Alright, y'all. So that's it, y'all. What y'all think about these plays? Let me know. So, I mean, we went down this whole list, man. Crazy list. But I think we're looking real good here. Let me move this up a little bit. Y'all can screenshot this or whatever you need to do, but let's go ahead and get into these picks. Alright, let me just drop this down. Alright, please like the vid, y'all. Like the vid. Share. But let's get into it. Let's get into these plays. Let's go to a lot of optimizer. Like I said, look at the top of the chat. You'll see the link. Only $1 up to 30 days. But with this link, you get access to my player pool. So just letting y'all know that. Alright, so this is a nice little GPP. Let's see if y'all can see it on your end. Just double check. Make sure y'all can see it on your end live. Yeah, y'all can see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put up here. I'll put it right there. We go. Put it right there. All right, so we got Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5,900. We mentioned Todd Gurley as a great play to look at, but if you want to go down, we can. Philip Lindsay, like I said, he's at 4,300, knowing that there's no Melvin Gordon. But I like Ronald Jones at 6K. Doesn't make a good option here. We mentioned Derrick Henry, 73. Madison, without Devin Cook in the mix, he's still a great play. Connor is a good spot here. James Robinson. But we mentioned Ronald Jones. I like Ronald Jones. I like Myles Gaskin. We mentioned you as a receiver play. But if we want to go down, we could go to Jameson Crowder at 6,100. I think he's obviously a great play overall. Got Damiere Byrd at 3,500. You want to go that route with New England, but we're just not sure if New England's going to play, so we got to double check on that end if they're going to play or not. I got to double check and see they're playing. Alright, let's keep going. We got Chase Claypool, 5,200. Like Adam Thielen. We got Dolphins defense. Let's see what else defense wise. I like Colts D. We got AJ Brown.
Where's the heart? Hello, Smarty Paws. Can you find the ball?
Let's go change tight end. I definitely like Edgar Braun. I like him here. I even like Trey Burton. $3,100 for Trey Burton. Still got 4,800. Clayton Capel, Adam Thielen. I like Calvin really more. Just the fact of just the output he could give here. 7,800 for Calvin Ridley. AJ Brown at 5,600. Let's see who else can I go other than AJ Brown. If I go up to like Brandon Cooks, Janu Smith, Todd Gurley. You got other guys you can go, y'all. You go Mark Andrews. You can go Odell Beckham.
The mouse wants to play ball. Can you find the ball?
I mean, you go Odell here. Something might go Fitzpatrick, Jones, Gaskin, Crowder, Claypool, Ridley, Burton, Beckham, Coach D. You go Mark Andrews. You go Todd Gurley. Like, you got a lot of plays you look at, but just something I like here on Draftkings.
Can you find the storybook?
Let's go FanDuel. You just got a lot of options. You got Tannehill. You got Kirk Cousins, like we mentioned before. You got Derrick Henry. Let's see if we do something with Derrick Henry, because we mentioned Derrick Henry. So let's go Derrick Henry. Let's do a Tannehill. Let's do a Titans stack. We got Tannehill, Henry. Got Brown, Janu Smith. Flex. You go like Thielen. Patriots. You can still go Patriots. You can still go Colts. You can go Ravens. You got Ravens. You got Patriots. I think Patriots is a better play. 4,800. I'll go Patriots. Janu Smith at 58. You got Ed Brown at 52. You got Trey Burton at 47. Claypool, 55. Beckham. Got Juju. Will Fuller. We talked about Will Fuller. I mean, you got Jameson. You don't get more volume than Beckham. So let's go Crowder or Beckham. It's like Juju. Juju over. You got Will Fuller. Edelman. Chenault. You still have Fulgham. You got Bird. We got Jeff Smith. He's still a good play at 4,900, but I think you go Juju. I don't see why he wouldn't go off. Trey Burton. Tannehill. Oh, I go Fitzpatrick. Go Ben. You can go Ben. You got all these options, yo. Let's try Ben. Oh man, you got so many options, y'all. It's crazy. But I just see It's like, why wouldn't Ben go off, you know? But then again, Ryan Fitzpatrick's been balling. Ryan, Derrick Henry, Connor, Todd Gurley, Madison, James Robinson. We talked about James Robinson. Gaskin. Let's go Gaskin. You can still go. You could go Montgomery. So many options, y'all. It's crazy. He's more. I like David Montgomery. Against Carolina, he should do well. Crowder, Juju, Ridley, 8,600 for Ridley. Thielen, Trey Burton. I still like Juju Smith too. Adam Thielen. Juju. It's like you could play Juju or you could play Thielen. I like Thielen a lot. James Conner. Patriots defense. So I like this. I like it a lot. You know, got Fitzpatrick, Henry, Montgomery, Claypool, Crowder, Ridley, Burton, Thielen. Patriots defense. I have an option to go Ronald Jones. I'll probably do Ronald Jones over him too. But as you can see, it's real simple in using these tools, y'all. But these are the plays I'm looking at. So hope everybody have an amazing week 6. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. Bobby Smart, what's up, G? Brady or Cam? I'd rather go Cam. Should I start Amari Cooper, CD, or Jefferson? Pick 2. What week is this? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'd rather go Cam Newton though. Amari Cooper and CD Lamb. Pick 2. Oh, pick 2 of those. What team? When is Cowboys play on Monday? We play Monday, huh? Let's look at that real quick.
Hello, Smarty Paws. Come play with me. Where's the square?
Is Dallas playing away? That could be a big difference. Are they playing away or are they playing home? Oh, they are playing home. Hold on, bro. Let's try to get this down real quick. I'll say CD Lamb. You said Jefferson. Van Jefferson for the Rams. I wouldn't go that route. I'll just say Cooper and CD Lamb if you're gonna do that. Are you talking about Jefferson? Jefferson Jr.? Van Jefferson from the Rams. That's what you're talking about, but just double checking. I'll just say Lamb. I like Lamb. I'll even say Robert Woods. I don't think you should. I say Lamb and Robert Woods, if anything. But yo, these are my plays, y'all. I like y'all. Hey, I love y'all, man. Y'all be safe, y'all. Any other questions, man, you can also hit me up on my Twitter. My Twitter is below on the video, so check me out on Twitter. Love y'all, man. Y'all have a good luck in week 6. And yo, put that subscribe, press that notifications button because I'll have a live stream for week 7. I feel like that's the easiest way for me to go through all my picks is doing a live presentation, y'all. So I love y'all, man. I collect that bag as well. And smell DFS, and y'all stay blessed. See y'all next video. Peace.